Hi everyone. So me and one of my sons just finished mowing the yard. So I'm doing this from home today instead of being out on the road and at work. What I wanted to talk to you guys about today was, what if the single most underrated antidepressant isn't a pill, a podcast, or a gym membership? It's the person sleeping next to you and the daily decision to actually choose them. We oftentimes treat marriage like it's the finish line. You court your spouse, there's the engagement period, and then you get married. But that's just the beginning of the marathon. And then we often treat mental health like it's a solo project. But your marriage and your mind are wired together. And a daily commitment to your spouse is one of the most powerful quality of life upgrades that's available to you. If we look at our quality of our marriage and the profound impact that it has on our daily mental health, it can give you great perspective. I cannot tell you how often I talk to coworkers, friends, or new acquaintances that when they open up about their marriage, they're not happy. At their core, their base is not happiness. Marriage should not be measured in the length of time, but more so in the quality of the time that you have with that person. Stability lowers the baseline noise overall of anxiety, depression. A secure marriage is a nervous system regulator, and a meaningful marriage is one without loneliness. It is not just one big vow that carries you through the rest of your life. It is 1,000 small yeses. You want to reframe your mindset that every day is your wedding day, right? Every day you're choosing this person. You don't drift into a great marriage or a healthy mindset accidentally. It has to be, you choose both every day on purpose, today, tomorrow, and the next day. If we look at scripture, Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. So emphasis here is to leave and cleave. That is the order of operations here. It doesn't say leave your parent and then focus on your children, right? So people out there, if you are in a marriage and your only job with the person that you're married to is the fact that you raise kids, you don't have a marriage. You cohabitate and you pay rent with someone that you raise kids with. And what will happen is when your kids grow up and move out of the house and you have an empty nest, all that will be left is the flaws in your relationship. So Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 through 12. Two are better than one. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. And this scripture is profound because the day that you get married, and the reason why this ceremony is important, is you are making a commitment in addition to you and your spouse and God, and they are woven together. If you pull the strand of daily intention out, the rope phrase, this is part of your union with God, is also your union with your spouse. Matthew chapter 19, verse 6, what God has joined together, let no man separate. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking this scripture only applies to, well, I don't want some other man to come and take my wife, or I don't want some other woman to come and take my husband. The greatest way that you can ensure that you're going to get a divorce is to not work on your marriage yourself. And what I believe this scripture is calling to all Christians and anybody that's married is, do not separate your own marriage by neglecting it and abusing the relationship and taking your partner for granted. Good marriages work when there is a constant and daily commitment to one another. When you married, you made a union with God and your spouse. Your children are not a part of that vow. They are the fruit of it, not the foundation. And it's important that you honor that order. You have to prioritize your spouse, and it's not loving your children less, it's loving them better. The most secure and mentally healthy gift that you can give to your children and teenagers is the certainty that their parents are solid. Because with that solidity, it provides the solid ground for their feet to walk on when your marriage is steady. And I can speak to that because I had a previous marriage that ended in a very messy divorce. And now I have a blended family with 5 children between my wife and I. And I can tell you, my marriage now is successful because it has daily intentional efforts behind it. It's not by mistake. This is all God's design and my effort. So what I want, the call to action for today, for everybody who's watching this, I want you to answer this one question about in your marriage. How do you feel like it's doing? And then I want you to go to your spouse and ask how they're doing really. Give them an opportunity to answer honestly, right? And then I want you to think about a small moment throughout the day. Take a step away from the phone, from the reels, from the TikTok videos. How can you choose your spouse every day? What is one small way that you can daily implement to reach out and make a connection and show your spouse that they're important to you? So to recap, I want you guys to understand that improving your marriage isn't separate from improving your mental health. It is one of the most direct routes that you can do to have a profound impact on your overall mental health. I want you guys all to heal your marriage on purpose and watch how much your mind heals with it. God bless and have a good day.